a scrapbook process video for you today using one of those beautiful gel press prints that I created on my channel yesterday. So if you didn't watch that video with the step-by-step instructions on how I created this background, you can go back one video and grab those instructions if you like. This was the first background I chose to use, and what I'm doing here is I am just trimming off the edges of my gel press background, and then I'm inking it up. I'm going to go ahead and just place this on another sheet of cream colored cardstock. This is just my personal preference. I don't care for the look of the edges of the gel press prints. I don't think they look finished enough, and I like to have a nice finished edge on my layouts. So this is just my personal preference. I'm going to make sure that my leaves are all facing the right way, and then I'm just going to go ahead and mat the gel press print onto a sheet of cardstock. And this could be coordinating cardstock if you like. It could be the same color cardstock, whatever your personal preference is. I'm going to be working with the Harvest Market collection from Simple Stories. I'm going through the 6x8 papers and I'm looking for a pattern that I like with my photos. I'm going to be also using some scrap papers. I want to create a couple of messy layers on my page behind my photo. I also know that I want to use this little 3x4 card as my title. I'm actually going to pull two different pieces from the cut apart sheets that come in this collection. I'm going to use that. It's Fall Y'all as my title, but then I have this other one that says I love fall, and I just really liked that, and I liked the colors. So I'm going to grab that one as well. I'm going to keep the layout and design of this project really simple. I want to keep everything kind of towards the middle of the page, and that allows that beautiful gel press print to really shine as my background. I'm going to be scrapbooking two photos today. These are both photos that I took as the leaves were falling in my backyard. You can kind of see like how it started out with just a couple of leaves and still the green grass, and it went to total leaf apocalypse. So I'm going to go ahead and I matted with that beautiful leaf pattern. Now I'm going to do this plaid. I'm not cutting into large 12x12 sheets. These are all just scrap pieces of paper from other projects. And it's going to allow me to just get lots of fun layers in my background. Now that 6x8 paper that I used, I'm going to place it at an angle. So my photos are straight, but the paper is at an angle. All of these layers are getting inked up using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. And you can see here, I'm just taking scraps. I do like to create layouts like this when I'm coming towards the midpoint of using up a collection. I like the idea of taking a minute, creating a layout that has lots of pattern layers behind my photos, and then none of these scraps go to waste, and they are on a project. I want to go ahead and add some more of this orangey plaid color. I'm going to add this in two places. And then these two sections of my layout are going to become my bases for some more embellishment clusters. Again, just adding that beautiful Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink to the edges of all of these scraps, and then I can kind of tuck some of those pocket cards up in the top right, and I'm going to add my title, which is going to be this It's Fall Y'all card piece. I'm going to place that right there in between the two photos. Now, next up, I want to add dimension. I want my photos to still be the star of the show. I want them to have like pride of place. So I'm going to use some foam tape. I'm going to pop up that entire block with the photos and all of the layers behind the photos. I am just using some foam adhesive, and then I'm going to go around my photos and I'm going to pull up all those edges. This just adds a little more direct dimension and a little more separation between the background and my photos. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and pop in those 2 cards that I wanted to use. I'm not popping them up necessarily, just popping them in and around those layers. And then I can go ahead and start embellishing, and I know I want to add the year to these photos for sure. And I'm going to use just a little label and some stamps from my stash to do that. Really like how this is looking so far, and when I embellish, you'll notice that I'm going to keep my embellishments within the boundaries of these layers. I don't want to add too much outside of those layers and pieces because I don't want to cover up more of this background. I feel like the background is there. You can see it. We still have our photos, and so now it's just time to fuss and decide what we want to add for some embellishments. I'm going to use this sticker sheet from the Harvest Market collection, as well as the die cut pack. And again, just kind of moving stuff around, figuring out what I like, where I like it, where I want to put things. I fidgeted a lot with the embellishments, again, trying to strike a balance between not covering up so much of my background, but also enhancing my photos and the things that I wanted to make, the important things I wanted to make sure were on this page. I'm just using a stamp set from my stash. I just chose an alphabet stamp set that had numbers, and the numbers fit well inside of that label, so really easy. And I'm just going to put the year in, because both these photos were taken over the course of the fall season, and so there was no need to put like a date stamp on it because they were 2 different dates. Just the year will work. And then in my album, I can go ahead and have this be the first fall page, kind of like an introductory page to the season, and then all of my other projects and layouts I create can go underneath this. I do this every year, so I always document like our first snow, when fall starts. I always document a spring, and I like to have these types of pages in my family album to kind of separate between the 4 seasons. Just adding a little bit more decor, kind of thinking about where I want things. This particular sticker sheet had tons of those little phrase stickers, and I knew if I didn't start putting them on layouts soon, I was going to end up with all the fall phrase stickers and none of the other icons. So I made sure to get some of those on my page. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can check out the description box below for links to the Cherry blog where this layout is featured, and also some links to the products that I used. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.